withereth, the flower fadeth, but the word of the Lord endureth forever. The word of the Lord. The word, you know, that brings me to a point. There has been such a surge, and it seems like it's been going on actually for a little while, of people who are titled all together. I mean, you have apostles and bishops and prophets, just galore. Everyone has a title. Everybody wants to be a wonder. Everybody wants to be important. Everybody wants to have the word of the Lord. Now, here's the thing, though. I don't disagree with, because the Bible says in Joel that he's pouring out his spirit upon all flesh. So your sons and daughters should prophesy. Young man see dreams, old man see visions, all that, right? In Joel. Um, and so there should be an outpouring, of uprising of. However, I do wonder about the appropriate training of these. And so I was having a moment as I was walking, as I walk every day. It helps. It's very therapeutic. Um, and we might go on some walks during our times. But I was thinking that there should be some training about some of the basics on 90, because you have all these people who are copying people who they don't. It doesn't make common sense what you're saying, what you're doing, and let's just take a moment and even go back and look at one of my pet peeves. Let's take a listen. One pain. Listen, as the people are coming on, God bless you. It's the day that the Lord has made. We have options, and we choose to rejoice and be glad in it. Hope that you made it to church if you were able to. Some people work, not able to go, or had other prior commitments that's between them and God. I don't try and no judgment zone for that. I did see Diamond Washington, people. I saw Diamond Washington. He was at church today, a little late, as expected of him, but he was there. We're glad about it. Glad that he made it to the Lord's house. It's great. Um, it was a wonderful service with all of the happenings. I do want to thank God for growth and development in my experience with church. That it's becoming much more holistic, with knowing how to walk daily and apply what we know and everything else. God bless you, Marika. God bless you, Zolethia. Marika sang today at the church. We're so happy for her to get there and sing. Yes, she made it and sang. So God got the glory, out of her service to the Lord. Now, what I want to talk about, because I don't want to detain you, because I have things to do, and so do you. But since you've made a pit stop, I do want to make sure that you are adequately filled with what I have to say and what I'm serving. So you can pick if you like to eat it and consume it, or if you want to pass by it. It's all is well. All is well. But I want to talk to you spiritual people real quick. Real quick. I just want to talk to the spiritual people. Yes, up. Yes, Shondo. To you seers and you prophets that are taking over the land, winning the kingdom for God and doing all of that. Yes, I want you to remember. There's still one God. He is the source of all of your getting. Should be the source of all of your getting. It is not the own temperament of yourself that you prophesy out of. It is not the own illusion of yourself or any other spirit. I want to see loud right there. Any other spirit. There is one source. That's the first thing. Second thing, you see, The Bible says, we'll do it this way. The Bible speaks, and it does say that we prophesy, and we prophesy in part. We see, and we see in part. I don't have time to work with both of these parts. The other part is that we prophesy according to the propitiation of our faith. According to our faith is the level in which we are able to prophesy. I'm just going to deal with this first one. That we see and prophesy in part. I want to lay an anchor and get a chokehold on this notion of how prophets want to be so deep that they finish God's statement. They finish the story as they perceive it because they heard part of the story. It may be that God has told you, be careful tomorrow, for the devil wishes to consume you. And he stopped speaking to you. However, somehow, because you're such a wonder and you know God and y'all BFFs, you want to finish God's statement and tell me that the devil is trying to trip me up and he's trying to do this and he's going to do... You have a whole another format. Well, no. Doesn't only say what he said and shut up. Sat down. Or if he only said, God says, look up. Don't finish and say your help cometh nigh. You don't even know why. Maybe say look up because you're about to miss something. And it might not be your help. It may be if you look up, you won't run into the tree. Don't help God. Do not help God. He does not need your help. Say what he said and shut up. Don't finish it. Don't get mad because he showed you money around somebody's feet. Does not mean it's even theirs. Maybe they're just going to manage it for somebody. But because you want to be deep and wonderful and want to get a good offering, you want to tell the people the rest of the story. You don't know it because God didn't give it. So stop that. You're not that deep and wonderful. If Paul said that some watereth, others planted, but God giveth the increase, that means that it was not a one-man show. Perhaps God does not want you to tell the whole thing. Maybe he doesn't want them to be dependent on you and making you the wonder. Maybe he wants you to get the first part from you and let somebody, when they finish that part with faith, come and get the next part from the next person. I don't understand. Why we got to be, but we want to be such wonders in God's house that we can't humble ourselves to be just say what we said because it sounds too simplistic. We let people punk us into giving them more than, because we want to sound fully deep. That's all he said. That's all he told you. If that's all he said, then that's all he said. Maybe he wants you to get that part so you can get thirsty and whet your appetite to seek God, since you won't talk to him no other time. Because I don't understand. Now, today was a lovely day. God has helped us. God has touched us. But I just want to remind us, as people of God, we may not even be a prophet. Maybe God has just shown you anyway. You may be a visionary. God has maybe seen. We all know that God does not usually give us all of anything. When he says he never tells you how you're going to get there. He told Abraham, just get out and walk. When I tell you stop, that's where I want you to stop. So I just want you to be strong and of good courage. But don't let the devil make a fool out of you while you're trying to be great and wonderful and deep. Just simply be who he told you to be. I'm sure we will have much more respect for you only saying what he said and seeing that come to pass than you adding on phrases, sentences, and paragraphs, coming to conclusions, and it's wrong. Now you go your way and sin no more.